Punchlet!
What's going on, guys? You're chilling with Trainers Alpha, and today I have got a Little Cup battle for you. Now, this isn't just any Little Cup team, this is my updated first generation team. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while on this channel, you know what this means. All Generation 1 Pokemon brought to the new generation format. You can see here, all of them are for first gen, which means all of them are, well, first gen in the 6th generation. Now, this team preview may go a little long because I do have to explain my team since this is the first time you guys are seeing it, so, you know, go ahead and feel free to skip to the battle. No one's going to blame you. I'm not going to yell at you. No one's going to burn you with fire. Anyway, first off, we've got Onix, who's my stealth-rocking, taunting, fast attacker. Now, it sounds like a lot for it to do, and it is. It's got Rock Blast, Earthquake, Taunt, and Stealth Rocks. It's to set up the Stealth Rocks, Taunt in case they lead with their Hazard user, and with 17 speed, it can pretty much outspeed or speed tie with anything that wants to set up Sticky Web or go for its own hazards. I can't think of anything faster than Onix. You know, I can think of plenty of things just as fast as Onix, but nothing faster than Onix who can set up hazards. Next, we've got Staryu, which is just standard bulky Staryu with a Violite, Recover, Rapid Spin. I decided to go with a Rapid Spinner instead of a Defogger on this team because for Gen 1, there aren't that many good Defoggers. I mean, I'm sure I could find one if I tried, but I'd rather just stick with good old dependable Staryu. Next, we've got Grimer, which is my Sticky Hold user, which, now that Knockoff is fucking everywhere in the metagame, this has become a necessity for pretty much every team to have something for Knockoff. I've got a specially defensive Lickitung, which is actually a damn near full-on support set. It's got Rest, Sleep Talk, Dragon Tail for phasing, and a surprise move I will reveal to you in the battle. Next we've got Paris, which is my Cleric with Aromatherapy, Spore, and I almost want to say Dual Stab. It's not. It's Stab plus Brick Break for coverage in case a Pawniard thinks, hey, you know what, I can come in on this. No, you can't, Pawniard. And finally, we've got my Ponyta, my late game sweeper. Now, looking at my opponent's team, before I go into any threats, I just want to say how cool this guy's team is and how ironic it is that I would face someone like this. Because if you look at his team, he's got one Pokemon from each generation, and I think that is awesome. But looking at the threats, we've got Machop, which is probably Scarf Dynamic Punch, pretty standard. We've got Cyndaquil, which I'm actually worried that could also be Scarf, since Eruption is one of its most popular sets. And finally, we've got Cranidos, which, oh my god, another possible Scarfer. Not only that, but that thing's a wall breaker. Even a resisted hit, nothing, I repeat, nothing wants to take head smashes. But that was one hell of a team preview. Let's just get to the battle. So this battle is against Nightvisgamer, who actually, he challenged me on Twitter, and you know, the first time for everything, so that was pretty cool. He's going to start off with his chest spin. I was going to guess to set up hazards, as I start off with my Onix to do the same. And predicting that, I'm going to go for the taunt. And as you're going to see, he's actually going to go for the poison, or the toxic. And that gets me thinking, I've got my berry juice, I've still got my sturdy. I should be able to set up some rocks and still come in later and take a hit with sturdy. However, he goes for Brick Break, and I was really questioning whether this was to break my sturdy and not activate berry juice, or if he just didn't have a move to hit me. Or to hit me with more damage. So I take a risk, go for the Rock Blast just to test out my theory because I needed to know. And he shows me that Brick Break is pretty much the best thing he has to hit my Onix. So I decide to go for another taunt. Sure, my Sturdy's broken again, but at this point I know that his chest spin can't hurt me that much. I've really got nothing to worry about from it. And just in case he wants to try and start setting up some hazards, I taunt him, switch out into my Go for the Sub. If you guys get that reference, good for you. If not, you're terrible people. Go for the Sub is one of my awesome buddies. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. Nah, I'm kidding. A lot of you are new, so you probably don't know it anyway. So he's going to go into his Cranidos as I actually go for the Gunk Shot, and holy crap, that animation. He just throws a trash can at him. Okay. But anyway, oh god, I'm sorry, that's hard. It's not funny before I think about it, but once I actually start thinking about it, it's so damn funny. Anyway, I switch to my Onix's fodder, Cranidos knocks him out with Earthquake, and interestingly enough, I sent out my Staryu to try and knock it out, and I knew I could take one Earthquake. And in best case scenario, I would knock this out. If anything, he'd probably just, if worst case scenario, he'd switch to his Frillish, and then I'd just switch out to Paris, and I was pretty confident about that. But now that his Cranidos is gone, his Wall Breaker is gone. And I'm assuming one of his only Scarf users is gone at the same time. So I feel that now Ponyta could actually come in and do quite a bit of damage. But I want to get some damage to the rest of his team first, because there's a reason that Ponyta is a cleanup sweeper. Is that how you say it? I know I said it earlier, but now it's just escaping my mind. Anyway, I go into my Gen 6 mascot after seeing he has the energy ball. What the hell? And you know, you can't have a game in Paris without Paris. Of course, it's just so simple. I go for the C-Bomb as he switches out his Frillish into his Binky. Well, okay. I'm not sure what this thing is going to try and do to me, but I don't want to find out. So I'm going to go to my Lickitung, and it was pure coincidence that he was a special attacking set. And this gets me thinking that this is actually pretty creative. Even though Bagon doesn't have a whole lot of special attack, with sheer force and a 40 base attack with an expansive special move pool, it can actually do some pretty good damage with that Life Orb sheer force. But it's not going to stop me from going for the Dragon Tail to switch him out, and it does a significant amount, but it switches him into the worst possible thing that it could go for in that case with my Lickitung out. So it phases him out to Machop, and I have to go to my Grimer, and you know what? That Sticky Hold is already working out since he goes for knockoff. In comes the Bagon, and Gunk Shot misses. Damn. But no big deal. I think I've got the battle pretty much controlled, if that makes any sense. It doesn't look like... It looks like I might end up winning at this point, but it's not 100% positive. It looks like I've got the Groove, if that makes any kind of sense. So he goes for a Rock Slide, and I was actually pretty scared of that when I saw it, because I thought that since I'm specially defensive, that might do a bit more damage. But now it takes it a little worse, but still, I take it okay. And here he gets a crit, no big deal. And now is the beauty of my Lickitung set, because I don't think I mentioned it when it first came out. It's a Sleep Talk Wish Dragon Tail set. And the whole reason I've got Wish and Dragon Tail is because one of the reasons that Rest Sleep Talk fails so often is because Pokemon are able to get a 3-hit KO. But with a Rest Talk and a Wish set, it is possible to survive, to get your HP back on one of the Rest Talks, and you'd be okay. But he goes into his Chespin, as I was afraid. I'm still afraid of the hazards here because I don't like residual damage on this team. I really don't. As I go into Grimer and go for the Gunk Shot, it avoids it again. Jesus Christ. Gunk Shot is 80% accuracy. I don't know if it's for a reason, but 120 power, it's really hard not to choose that move. But yeah. I'm getting the battle's getting away from me, and I want to commentate this. Here he goes into his Frillish, and I decide I can take one hit. I surprise him with the Thunder Punch, and then KO him with the Shadow Sneak. And that is good news for me, because now one of the premier threats to my Ponyta is down. Now, Ponyta can take care of it with Wild Charge, but only at a certain range. Probably about less than half. They're about half. Because I can't one-shot it fully, and if I do, it takes massive recoil. So now my Ponyta is actually almost free to clean up from here. I go into my Gen 6 mascot just as fodder. I don't expect it to survive this Cyndaquil. It's pretty much why I sent out this, because I don't think it'll be useful with Cyndaquil left on its team. And now I'm free to go into Staryu. This is pretty much my last, the last thing I need to get rid of the Cyndaquil. Because after I saw the Life Orb, I figured Staryu could outspeed it, knock it out, and I don't think I have anything to worry about with his team anymore. I pretty much got the match, and I say that because I still need to test if this I still need to test to see if this Machop is scarfed or not, which turns out it's not. And if it was, depending on what move it went for, Dynamic Punch knockoff, it would be what I would switch into next. And now that I see that it's slower, it's not the Scarf set, I can go into my Propane, I can outspeed the rest of his team, and just clean up from here. So, as the old saying goes, click Flare Blitz, win. Because Propane is a massive tank, it is an adamant nature. These Flare Blitzes are going to destroy anything and everything that comes into contact. It's not quite as destructive as a Rockhead. It's not quite as destructive as a Head Smash, but it still does quite a hefty chunk. So down goes Chessman, and that is the end of the match. So GG, man, that was really fun. So on to the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, yes, there's a Pokemon Emerald and Ruby remake coming out. We get it already. Guys, please, I know you guys who are watching probably aren't doing it, but everyone else, stop making videos about it. We get it already. When I woke up this morning, I found about 12 videos about it in my subscriber box. And granted, 2 of them were parody videos, which made fun of the fact that everyone was uploading them, and those were hilarious. If you don't know who did them, that was Toxic Imperialism and Swaglift. Check those guys out, they're really funny. But, for God's sakes, we get it already. Stop uploading, guys. We got the news. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Please be sure to visit the artists that make these videos possible. Also, if you need help recording X and Y battles, be sure to message me on Twitter or add me on Skype and we can set something up. Finally, I hope you all enjoyed that video, and if you did, maybe you'd like to check out more of my content in the annotations or the links in the description below.
It was cursed.
Yeah.
So the video is basically, singing, this person is singing...
No! Carl, not again! Why, Carl? Why?
Oh my lord, why did
Why?